Is this on? Uh, Welcome to another close encounter with Lefty's shorts. Uh, Having a close encounter with Lefty's shorts is not desirable in any means or fashion. We'll see if we can make it as entertaining and as painless as possible. A new day is dawning, and I thought I would show you my home. Invite you into my home, have a look at our cribs. As you can see, we've made our base on the military airfield. It's about halfway up the military airfield, hangar number 9. Anybody wants to come and visit, you're more than welcome. Take a walk over here. And as much as possible, we'll try and ignore the neighbours. This is where Wasp's fan 1980 is bringing down the property prices with his very poor building skills and POS of a car. On the other hand, we have this beautiful, luxurious dwelling over here, hangar number 9, which, as you can see, no matter how I suggestively interact with this fence, can't get into. It's not a fence, it's a watchtower. We'll see it better on the inside. This server was created by Wasp's Fan 1980 and Max 360 Freeflow and their friend Saintly 1980. It's administered by Wasp's Fan 1980 and gave me a very good start on this server. It's a PvE server, primarily PvE, which means you can do things like build bases and explore and collect without the fear of getting shot in the head by a sniper that you can't even see. I like that. And that's given me the chance to develop my base here. I did have just a gate on the front, but our good friend Saintly 80 showed me the folly of my ways. When me and Wasps 1980 were out one day, he threw lots of junk over the top of the gate, littered my beautiful home with all his rubbish. Thank you for that, Saintly. So I needed to make it a bit more saintly proof, and I put a watchtower in the hallway here first. I tried a watchtower on the outside and put some fences around it. If you ever do build bases, you're going to use something called a fence kit and a watchtower kit, and you should really be careful about planning where you can put fences, where you can put watchtowers. On the hangars, we discovered that this area here, you can't build on it, and that was really annoying. No matter how much I tried, I couldn't really cover the gate or have too many holes in it. I had a watchtower and fence outside, a few gaps, and again, thanks to our good friend Saintly 80, we discovered it wasn't exactly infected proof. He fired off a double-barreled .308 shotgun called the Blaze, unsilenced, and we had a bit of an infection where they all swarmed in and managed to climb through all the gaps I'd left and got into my base. So thanks very much for that, Saintly 1980. You taught me loads. But now I think it's a 3-story watchtower. Has made the outside saintly proof. But how the heck do we get in? Well, all of these hangars have a back door. So we'll have a look around here and see if we can find it. Well, we don't need to see if we can find it. I know where it is. If you have a lockpick, if you're lucky enough to find a lockpick, you can lock doors in DayZ. As you can see, this one is locked. And I can't open it. But don't fall into the trap of thinking that a locked door is actually secure. You can break open locked doors by melee hitting them with a melee weapon, an axe or a shovel or anything. If if you do it enough times, the lock will actually break and the door will open. So don't think of it as being 100% secure. Plus, I think the locks... I've got it in my hand. Got a bit worried there. Didn't know where it was. I've got the lockpick in my hand. I think the locks unlock themselves after every server restart. And this server restarts every 12 hours. Which is a good thing, because DayZ, especially on the Xbox, has a few glitches, a few inventory problems. So it's good to have a server restart, regular server restarts. But when the server does restart, all the locks open. So there's no real huge point in locking doors, to be honest. But I have a backup plan. Now the door is open. We can see there's a gate. So don't think you can just come in here and nick my stuff. Usually, this gate would be locked with a combination lock, padlock. For the purposes of this film, I'm not going to show you what my combination is. Only trusted people and Wasps fan 1980 knows my combination. So, welcome to my home. I must apologise for my generator. This is a new thing. You can hear it maybe in the background. Believe it or not, it's not actually on. That's it on. And that's it off. But the sound seems to have glitched. But we won't be able to hear it once we get further away. Use the generator to charge car batteries and for this light when it gets a bit dark. I get a bit worried in the dark, even if I lock the doors. I wonder if we close all the toggles, whether the sound... No. Well, it doesn't matter, we can't really hear it further away anyway. This is my miscellaneous tent for... canopy tent for electrical gear. And interesting stuff like extra lockpicks, lights, megaphone, I've not tried that yet, field transceiver. This is luxury, and actually I'm a bit embarrassed to show it off. This is a PvE, primarily PvE server. And the point of DayZ really is that you start with nothing, and you have to build yourself up. So for me to have 8 tents, as many barrels, and all these crates is slightly embarrassing. Wait until you see what I've stored in all of them. First one I use for weapons, so I've got my guns in here, and all modded with magazines and sights. And I've got things like, not that one, this one here. Gun repair kits, very useful. Pistols and pistol attachments. And a crate full of grenades. Can't go far wrong with a crate full of grenades. We have sights, barrel full of sights. Barrel full of components. I've got a lot of military gear, obviously. I'm in the military base. So all of this stuff I've picked up just around from the area. I have a problem. Obviously. I need to stop picking stuff up. The next tent, we might have a bit of vests, I think. Yes. Again, mostly military stuff, assault vests. Stab plates, plate carriers. My go-to is the assault vest. Mostly because you can attach a bum pack on it. A bum pack in English, butt pack in American. You put those together and you get extra storage places. Vests are pretty much all the same durability. It's just a question of which ones have most carrying capacity and Which ones are lighter than others? Like I say, the assault vest is my favourite. On the outside we've got our backpacks. Again, there's a few different types of backpacks. I like looting, so filled backpack's one of my favourites. It's got the most spaces, along with a big hiking backpack. Lots of different types of backpacks with lots of different weights, lots of different capacities. I don't have that many, they take up a lot of space. The only thing with the filled backpack is it increases your silhouette, increases your profile immensely. So if you are on a PvP server and playing with other players, it's very easy to spot you. Next one I think is clothing. Yes, jackets in the tent, pants in the barrel, pants and a little bit of overspill from my accessories, like belts and glasses, and gloves. Clothes, the same as vests and backpacks. You need to think about carrying capacity and what they do for you. How many slots they take, what their durability is, how much they insulate you, obviously, from the weathers, how much they insulate you from water in case it rains. And something many people don't look at so much, maybe it doesn't have that much of an influence, but it's important anyway, how heavy the item is. Because that will affect your overall weight, and your overall weight will affect how much you use up food and how agile you are. My personal go-to is BDU jackets. Around the military area, BDU jackets are the only ones you'll find that will be pristine to begin with, so they last longer. It might not be the absolute best jacket, but I like the BDU jackets the most, plus they're a nice green colour. The ones I'm wearing at the moment are CUU jackets and pants, which are slightly, on paper they're slightly better than the BDUs because they're slightly lighter, but they have the same capacity and the same insulation and pretty much the same waterproofing as the BDU gear. Gloves and accessories doesn't really make much of a difference what you have. I've not found any difference in the gloves, to be honest. But it's nice to have gloves, keeps your hands warm, keeps them clear of blood. Outside we've got a barrel full of boots, which take up a lot of space. Again, a military area, lots of military equipment. They make a lot of noise when you're walking though. Don't underestimate wellies, they can be found at farms mostly. They're waterproof, so good for walking through rivers or wet areas, and good in the rain. Got so many boots, I've got another barrel of boots there. I like the assault boots. You can fit a knife in a slot on the assault boots, saves you space. Jungle boots also, quite durable. Clothing wise, you need to put something on your head. I've recently found myself a great helm, which I've been looking for a while. So for fashion purposes, I wear that. I mean, what have I got? What do I have? What do I not have? Bandanas and face masks and ski masks, assault helmets that I'm never going to wear, gas masks. I do like a good cowboy hat. Bandanas in case I want to join a gang, like the Crips or the Bloods. Got a fireman's helmet. I think Wasps through that way, maybe. Got a face part for an enduro motorcycle helmet. I haven't even got the helmet. Loads of balaclavas and face masks, which are great for insulation, will keep you warm. Just got to be careful about getting them wet. Tactical helmet's a good go-to. Tactical helmet, you can fit a head torch. Oh, there's a battery in that one. Take that back. You can fix a head torch or night vision goggles. So tactical helmet's a good one to have, I think. character's getting tired. He just sighed. And this is, of course, my collection of berries. Very famous. Military berries that I've stolen off infected. One for every colour. And a police cap. I have a police uniform actually, a jacket and trousers. I'm going to try those. I could do a fashion show one time, different outfits maybe. I'll save that for another episode. Trying different clothes and prove them out. Yeah. I'm sure Wasps is gagging to see me in a dress again. That's for a different episode. Protective cases. Don't ask me why. I've got 24 glow sticks that I don't even use. Just in case. Inside this tent. If we can access it. That's the problem with having a smallish area with a lot of storage next to each other. Sometimes it's difficult for the game to filter it out. This one's got a lot of survival gear in it, like compasses and binoculars. Compasses, this gold one is the common one. The protective case needs to be open when you look at it. Go into first person mode, it shows you what direction you're facing. I prefer the orienteering compass, it's got a bigger dial, it's easier to see. Doesn't need to be open and closed. So that's the one I carry. Binoculars also, very good, useful thing. Checking out towns, hunting, or just checking on waypoints on your journey across the wastelands. I noticed though the binoculars takes up 9 slots, so now I usually go around with a scope instead. It's the same magnification as binoculars, it takes up less space. But binoculars, important piece of equipment. I've got these canisters as well with that produce quite a good light, especially in small bases and tents. They're very good, so collect those if you see them. You can even put a gas stove on one. And if you've got a frying pan, go for it. I mean, the last time I used my frying pan was like a week ago and it still says it's 200 degrees. So that's a hot frying pan. They're not very good as melee weapons. I've tried. Or we've got cooking pots. It's just some of the equipment you could use. Around the back I've got my batteries and things that need batteries. Rangefinders, torches, head torch. They're quite common items you'll find all spread out all around the map. Just trying to remember what's in. I found a couple of sea chests really far inland. I thought you only found them around by the coast area mainly, but I found 2 quite quickly after each other and quite far north. I can't remember what's in this one. Oh yeah, this is my repair chest. It has all sewing kits, leather sewing kits, epoxy glue. And one of the most important things you can ever find. If you see that, pick it up. Duct tape. Anything that's repairable can be repaired by duct tape, practically. Even some melee weapons, like axes, can be repaired by duct tape. So if you see duct tape, pick it up. Don't leave home without a duct tape. I always carry one with me. Over here is my sea chest of shame. 100 slots of knives. I just love a good knife. I love knives. I can't help picking up a knife if I see a knife. Around this area, of course, you'll get a lot of combat knives and bayonets for rifles, which can be fitted onto rifles to give it extra melee damage, but you can also use a bayonet as a knife. There's nothing against that. Then you've got your common garden kitchen knives and super duper hunting knives. Even got machetes, which can't really be used as a knife, but it's a blade anyway, and it's not a great melee weapon either. But I do love a good knife. If there was a real apocalypse, I'd be going for knives and axes, I think, or hammers. Yeah. Anyway, then we get onto base building. Here's the watchtower that I was talking about earlier. 3 or 2.5 stories almost. Didn't need to build up the top part that much, really. And like I say, if you ever do base building, use your fence kits, use your watchtower kits, and plan it out very carefully. Test the surface that you're thinking of building on to make sure that you can before you start doing anything. There's something a bit weird. This little tiny protective case here contains my fence kit. How does that fit in that? Look at the size of that. Look at the size of that. Look. Give you a closer look. Look at the size of that compared to that. How does that fit in there? It's just weird. But it does. In fact, that and the watchtower kit fits in there. This is all my base building stuff, materials I've got left over, nails and pickaxes. I can't stop picking up nails. I don't know why. I don't need them. Wire. I'm sure wasps will be happy to see so much wire. We took so long trying to find some another time. Now I've got 4 of them now. More tools, hacksaws and wood saws. You go through a lot of saws if you're sawing for planks and things. They get ruined quite quickly. If that wasn't enough tools, I've got some more over here. Always pick up a good hammer. You can always use it as a melee weapon. Hammers and pliers. Crowbars are good also as melee weapons. Upstairs, the first. I leave the these sections open a little bit. Just put a camouflage net over it. Stops visibility. It lets a bit of light in though. I think it looks nice. These things are my personal stash, so I'm not going to show you what's in there. You do not want to know the sort of things that I've got in there. Private. We don't usually go upstairs because we bang our head on the roof. There's nothing up here at the moment. Like I said, I didn't really have to build up the rest of it, but just put the camouflage net on the front and it stops anything from coming in. This is my real area of shame. DayZ is a survival game. When you spawn, you spawn with practically nothing. The real life dangers are in dying of thirst, dying of starvation, finding equipment and clothing that protects you. You've already seen I've got tentfuls of clothing over here. And now we're going to see why I will never ever starve to death. It's almost embarrassing to show it. Still got a tent full of steaks that I haven't cooked. Max won't appreciate seeing that. I've got a barrel full of goods, dry goods. I grew most of this myself. Grew so many zucchinis and tomatoes, I don't know what to do with them. Picked the apples and fruits from trees. I didn't grow the crunchy crisps though. I found those. All the rice. That's almost empty. Who's been eating my rice? And a barrel full of canned food. Which is why I didn't pick up that spaghetti earlier. Oh my god. It's embarrassing. And half a barrel of liquids. It's very important. Drinking liquids after the apocalypse. And just because I haven't got a better place to keep them. 8 different can openers. Plus I've got money in my backpack. If you want a can opener, I've got can openers. So, sorry about that if you ever starve to death. It's because I've got all the food here. I need 1 barrel for all my hatchets, because I love a good hatchet. Hatchet is like the perfect apocalypse weapon. It's useful as a tool and for killing things. So, then I need a barrel for my axes, obviously. Can only fit a couple more in there. And I've got my fire barrel, which doesn't seem to be really working that well. I think it's actually run out. I wasn't aware they could, but I think my fire barrel has stopped working. Every time I try to light a fire, it just goes out. But you always still get 150 slots in a barrel. So even if I can't get my fire barrel to start working again, I'll still be able to use it for storage. Otherwise, usually, when you lit the fire barrel, you can put steaks on the top of it, and steak. That's how you cook food. I have a barrel for all my ignition stuff. Quite a few boxes of matches. I can't see me running out there. A little bit of bark. Useful for kindling. And a lot of paper. Whenever you open a box of anything, a box of nails or a box of ammo, you'll collect a piece of paper. Keep it. It's good for kindling. Also bandages. Then I keep all my firewood in another crate separately. Wonderful. This one, medium tent, I just acquired recently. It's the very first time I've actually seen a green medium tent. Usually this kind of garish hiking colouring. But this one's green, which I'm quite happy with. I could put a camo net on it so nobody can find it. And there's the other thing with it, is that I can't get in. I can't actually get into the tent. I can still access it. I'm just using it as an overflow at the moment for my Crips bandana, if ever I want to join a gang. And a ski mask that doesn't fit anywhere else. But even if I take off my backpack, I can't get in it. It's weird. What if I have to go prone? I've never actually tried that. So I have to actually go prone in order to get into this tent. So maybe it's not that great after all. How do I get out again? Can't turn around. And I can't back out. Oh, I can't back out. Okay. Got a bit worried there. Sneak up on my field backpack. And put it back on again. These two, ammunition, very important. Before I decided what sort of weapons I wanted, I picked up everything, and I still do. So I've got lots of boxes of ammunition if everybody wants any, and in the crate next to it I've got lots of loose ammunition, which I try to tidy up sometimes, but it doesn't always work. So, do not attack my base, just so you know. I'm loaded. Oh, there's that generator again. I thought it was a car. Next three ones are magazines for all that ammunition. Because you need 3 crates of magazines if you've got that much ammunition. Probably got magazines for pretty much every gun, I think. Or every gun I've got, anyway. If anybody wants a gun, trade me. That's about it, I think. That's this crib, anyway. Oh, I've got a couple more crates I hide around the back here, actually. Got these two, which are my medical crates. Bit of extra medicine, bandages, IV kits, so I never used. Got enough vitamins. I'm the healthiest survivor on this map. The only survivor on this map. I've got my fishing box. 4 different fishing rods, hooks, bone hooks. I've got my gardening box. This has my seeds and fertiliser in case I ever run out of tomatoes. I can always make some more. Whatevers. Zucchini. This stuff, if anybody doesn't know what it does, is a fertiliser. So if you dig a plot and you want to grow vegetables, You can put this over the seeds and it'll make them grow faster. But you can also use plant material from the things you grow as fertilizer for your next crop. So after you've harvested whatever it is you've grown, tomatoes or zucchinis or peppers, you can pick the leaves and stalks that are left, and you can use that plant material as fertilizer for the next crop you grow. Could be useful. This is a lock I use for my gate. So, there's my crib with that damn power generator that's annoying me. I hope that turns off eventually. Otherwise I might have to throw it away and get a new one. One more surprise before we go. A new structure I've built, which I will go and show you. Let's lock up this place. On the way out. Make sure nobody sneaks in while we're not here. There we go. While we're locking the door. Take the shortcut round the back. Had a new construction project just this morning. Didn't like my two beautiful assets being out in the open, so I made myself a garage out of Hangar 11. 3 fences, converted once to a gate. I think it looks nice with these open parts on the top. You can see inside. It's not saintly proof, obviously. He can throw things over there if he wants to. Again, I usually have a combination lock on here, a even some more secure one, a 4-digit one. For the purposes of this video, I don't want you to see what my secret password is. When I was building the fences, I used the tiles at the bottom to space out where I needed to put them on the edges of the map. But now that I look on the outside, I see it's not exactly even. But no problem. And then after I'd built these fences on the side, I discovered that because they go into the building, there and here, that I couldn't actually build an upper frame and upper wall. So that's actually the primary reason why I use camouflage nets, because I can't build these bits up here. And then I figured it would look nicer on the front fence if it had a frame but no top. And you can still make a gate out of it, which is useful. I'll use this barrel for car parts when I get more of them. But here they are. Everybody's been waiting for. My budding collection of vehicles. This beautiful Olga 24 I found. Almost as it's seen now. I only had to put a radiator in and a spark plug. And it was a gone. All round ventilation. Unless I specifically find doors the same colour, I'm not putting any on. I think doors are a bit of a nuisance. Don't see why I have to open and close them. But then I did put them on this. Shortly after I found the Olga, I went actually searching for an Arda. I actually searched for it. I needed only to check about 4 or 5 spawn points before I found one. As you can see, I've had to add doors, trunk door, and a bonnet. Didn't have to, but felt like it anyway. Earlier today, I filled up a jerry can with water, and I think it's going in this one. I think it's got a jerry can of gasoline, yes, and it's got a jerry can of water, and the radiator's full, and the gas tank is full. With my Olga, I have a full tank of gas and a full tank of full radiator, but this one's also got an extra gasoline in it. Excellent. Might add some more cars later. This hangar, of course, is not secure yet because people could just walk in the back door. I don't think you can drive a car through there. Don't think so. it's not secure, and I might put up a gate at the back here with a lock on it, just to make sure. Well, that's it. My next shorts, I might take one of these beauties out for a drive. I do like this Olga. Just the form of it and the colouring looks nice. And I prefer to drive the Olga, even though it's a lot more sluggish. The turning circle's horrendously huge. The Arda is a bit more sensitive. Sure, it's a four-wheel, all-terrain vehicle. It's faster, it's a bit more powerful, but I prefer driving the Olga. It's just because I look nicer. More chance of picking up people in the Olga. Well, that's the end of this short, I think. You've seen everything I'm willing to show you. Not everything I've got. And like I say, the further we stay away from Wasp's place over there, the better. We've still got room for one more neighbour here. Plus there's about 20 hangars in this airfield if anybody wants to join us. If you, for some strange reason, you want to encourage me making any more Leftys shorts, hit the like button. And if for even stranger reasons you're worried about missing the next one, don't forget to subscribe. Otherwise, this film was brought to you by Wasps Fan 1980 and Max 360 Free Flow. This is their private DayZ PvE server. Thank you, and out.